the Apache 4800 case. It is a real budget option for those of you looking for a way to store your knives and protect them at the same time. So this is a non-budget option. So I have these Pelican vaults. I keep my most prized knives in there. So like if you haven't seen these vault ones, I got these off a drop. So these came with a special slots for knives, and this is a display stop. So all my best knives, supposedly best knives, I keep in there. Knives that cost me more than $100 basically. So here's this knife that didn't cost me $100, but I probably put $100 worth of work into it, customizing it. I don't know. It took me hours to do it. So I have two of these Pelican cases, and I keep my other knives down on under my bed in oh, I have it next to me. I keep my other knives in these bags. I don't remember how many knives these bags hold. They hold about 26 knives per bag, and I have 3 of them. And other knives that I have are just in various places, in drawers. I have a wooden box that has slots in it, and I keep those in there. Let's see, in Budgeteer Blades, he bought a case. Let's put that around. Oh. He bought a case in this Apache. I think his was yellow, but I think yellow costs the cool colors, the yellow and the hot fluorescent green, they're like a little bit cheaper. I think that you could get them for $40. I think I had to pay $45 because I wanted it shipped, and if you went in the store you could pick it up cheaper. So I think all told, I'll put down on the price if I'm not right, I think I paid $55 for this shipped, and it comes with the Plucking pick foam. So let's show you this, the inside. This is enormous, and my tripod will go up higher. Ow. These latches are pretty tough, very, very strong. Yeah, so let's see, I have the price in there. Oh, so it was $44.99, sales tax $281, shipping $6.99, shipping tax 44 cents, $55.23 from Harbor Freights and Tools to get there. It seems priced right. Like a Pelican case this size would probably cost you $200. I suspect these were like over $100. Well, these vaults that I showed you. So you get instructions, customize it. I won't be able to demo the instructions because I already plucked the foam. And I plucked the foam at 3 a.m. in the morning, and I plucked this one first, the top one, and I was going fine. I was trying to zigzag the lines or alternate the holes. Got to this 6 row, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 6 row. I started plucking from this side, so I started to turn the case this way, and I looked at it and started plucking, and then I must have fell asleep, and when I got to plucking, I should have plucked this one, and for some reason I started plucking this one, and I end up like half the row, or well, not less than half the row is right, and the other row, the rest of the row is not right. So I have this big spacer in there. Budgeteer Blades recommended doing 3 slots in the back row because you have much bigger knives. So let me see if I have a bigger knife. This is an example of a bigger knife, but it's an example that a knife won't go in this case. So you can't fit this knife in the case because this is not a regular pocket knife. This is an enormous slip joint. So I dug this out just to show you this won't work. But I'll show you some other knives. So let me... this is my knife from the Kershaw 1050. Let's see if it fits in a regular slot. Yep. I would consider this knife fitting in the regular slot. So you have a lot of room up top for them sticking out. So if you're not familiar with something called Plasti Dip, it's like a, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a paint that comes out of a can when you it's a liquid, but it forms a plastic coating. Spray a Plasti Dip on there, and so the foam will harden. It will. You can use any color. You probably use a black, and it will still be the holes will still be flexible, but they'll be coated in a dip to reduce the wear of you pulling out knives and sticking them in. The edges won't fray. So I use Plasti Dip on my gun cases. So when I a pattern and cut out a pattern in my gun case, I don't want the pattern to fray or change looks, so I spray it in Plasti Dip. So I plan I'll probably do an update on this video and show you what it looks like Plasti Dipped. So there's a piece of foam. Let's show you. There's a piece of foam underneath this foam, basically, that matches the same pattern of the holes, and this came with it. So, piece of foam is on the bottom that stops the knife from going all the way through this and banging around on the bottom of the case. So I think it took me 15 to 20 minutes per sheet of foam. So it basically probably took me 30-35 minutes for the entire case to pluck. So I can't demonstrate it, and I don't have any extra foams laying around me, but basically I would just put my finger in the hole, and I would slide my finger down on the seam, and I slide my finger down on this other side seam, and then I would just grip one piece of foam, because there's 2 pieces of foam in there. I would grip it, and then I would just wiggle it, and then it would come loose, and then I just wiggle the other one, and it would come loose, and I just repeated this action. So you don't need to use a knife or anything. You just have to be patient, and don't do it when you're tired. If you do it when you're tired, you'll end up with a row like this 6th row. So let's show you a few knives that I think won't work in the holes, the regular holes. So this tenacious, any knives that are super wide or super tall, they'll have to go in the back. But for some reason, This knife looks big, but it'll fit fine in a regular hole. Yeah. Okay. Let's show you this knife. This is the knockout. I would call it launch, and it will go in fine here. And all the lanyards, lanyard lovers will have to direct their lanyards to the top, so it shouldn't be a problem. The lanyards will just lay every which way. Let's see if I have any other lanyard knives that I could give you an example of. You know what? I do have a lanyard example. So this knife will go in there. You have to be careful until I get the plastic dip off, because you can ruin it. So you see how it fits? The case won't be a problem when I come down, because the case is kind of thick, the lid's kind of thick, and I'll have to spray some adhesive to hold the top foam in. And I'm looking off to my right, trying to find yeah, this is a short knife. It won't work. So when I drop it in, it sink just below this. So I've saved some foam, and when I decide what every knife would go, I'll insert a piece of foam down there. I'll take the tallness foam and I'll squeeze it sideways, and I'll probably go at the bottom at the bottom. So, and I'll stick enough foam in there to just raise it up about there, so I can easily grab the knife out. But right now, this is an example of the knife sinking to the bottom. Now let's see if I got some big knives in the black bags, so I can show you guys how. This is a pretty big knife, and I was just wondering, and it had a big lanyard, and I was just wondering if it would fit. Let's see. Yeah, it's not going to easily fit. So thankfully I have these 3 slot ones. So again, you could just you can put your lanyard in basically anywhere and will fit. Let's see if I have another one. So this is a knife that will fit in this slot again. So if I had to put it against a lanyard knife, you can see, if you tie your lanyards right loosely, you can just put your lanyards anywhere. So lanyards shouldn't be a problem in these cases. I don't want to put too many knives in there, and I probably won't put any knives in there until I get it placed plastic dipped, because when I plastic dip this thing, I try to spray all around the top. I sprayed a little bit in the holes too, and I'll plastic dip both sections of the foams, and it will be better. It takes a very hard coat, and at the same time it leaves it flexible, but you can't just damage it after it's been plastic dipped. I don't know how to explain it other than that. I want to add that I think Nowpack, I think that's what they're called, Nowpack, they have pre-cut foam for these cases. If I find it for sure, I'll put it down. I'll put it on the screen, and I'll put a price. But I want to say they cost maybe $150 for the foams, and that's only for the foam, $150, and you can fit like only 60 or 65 knives in the case. But I didn't mention this. This is 91 slots for the knives. Most of the knives I have will fit these slots. There's very few knives that I have that won't fit these slots, and I'll have to go to the back. Again, I only have 9 slots or 7 slots for the back, so I may have to buy another case and turn a half of the case into a bigger knife slots. But for the most part, I think I have all the knives that, all the slots that will fit most of my knives. Let's see if I have another big knife. This is a pretty big knife. Let's see if it will fit in there. Yeah, it's going to tear it up. So luckily, the 3 slot will work for it. But I guarantee you, I don't have a lot of these type knives. These are a rare and in between size for me. This is this 3 slot knife. So anyway, I'll probably have to end up keeping these bags for some knives, like this beast. All right, take care, Wastelanders.